And here comes our very first question, guys. This is related to the remainder model. So we need to find the 7 power 83 when divided by 20, the remainder. So simply I can write 7 power 83 as 7 into 7 power 82, which can be written as 7 into 7 square whole power 41. So why I have written 7 square? Because simply 7 into 7 square can be written as 49. 49 power 41 divided by 20. But when 49 is divided by 20, the remainder is plus 9. 40, when 49 divided by 20. So 7 into, I can write it as 9 power 41 by 20. Simply we need the remainder. We don't need the exact value when of this multiplication. So I am directly converting the remainder. When 49 power 41 divided by 20, it becomes 9 power 41 according to the binomial theorem. So 7 into, when I can write it as 9 power 41. So 7 into 9 into 9 power 40. Can I write it like this? Yes, 9 power 40, and I separately I have written 9. So 63 into 9 power 40 can be written as 9 square is 81. So 81 to the power 20 divided by 20. And it's, I think we are done, guys. Simply when 81 is divided by 20, the remainder is 1. 1 power 20 remains always 1. Here the remainder is 1. 1 into 63 is left. 63 when divided by 20, the remainder is 3. So the final answer is option B, guys, 3. Still, if you are having any kind of doubts, do comment under the video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. And moving on to the next question, guys. Second one, we are with the second question. There was a shopkeeper. Okay, he initially asked total of 400 cookies. Okay, it's clear, and he sold 15% of the cookies to Bindu. And Bindu, what is how many cookies does Bindu have? 15% of 400. You know how to find percent. 15 by 100 into 400. Directly we get 60 cookies with Bindu, and 20% more cookies than Bindu to Preet. Preet have 20% more. What is 20% of 60? 20 by 100 into 60, we get 12. So 12 more cookies than Bindu with Preet. 60 plus 12 we get 72. It's clear. And then 40% of the cookies to Raju and remaining cookies to Karan. What are 40% of 400? 40% of 400, 40 by 400 into 400 is equals to 160. 40% is 160. Raju has. And what is the total amount? 6, 2, and adding 6 to 12, 18, 19, 192. So 192 cookies are done. I mean, it's a not 192, 292 actually. So 292 cookies are done. But what are the leftover cookies out of 400? We get exactly 112, because 400 minus 190, 292, the value is 112. Option B is the correct answer. And moving on to the next question, here's our third question, guys. And the question related to powers and indices. I know all you guys know the law of indices. We are going to use it here. So here 16 power 10 into 2 power some unknown value question mark is equals to 8 power 8 into 32 power 4. If you clearly observe this equation, we can come to know that all these are factors of 2. So we can express 16 as is equals to 2 power 4, and 8 as 2 cube, 32 as 2 power 5. And now I'm going to substitute these in this equation. 16 as 2 power 4 whole power 10 into 2 power some x is equals to 8 2 cube whole power 8 into 32 can be written as 2 power 5 whole power 4. So 2 power 40, and when powers bases are same, power should be added. So directly I'm adding 2 power 40 plus x is equals to 2 cube whole power 2 power 24 into 2 power 20. Directly we can add, bases are same, power should be added, 2 power 44. So on the whole, 2 power 40 plus x is equals to 2 power 44. So when bases are same, power should be same. If in an equation, if the base is same, then power must be the same one. So 40 plus x should be equals to 44, and x value is 4. Simple, guys. And moving on to the next question, fourth question, and this is a question related to percentage error, guys, percentages and error. So here there is a device. I hope you guys have paused the video and understood the question. Actually there is a device. So the device, the function of the device is measuring the time interval, but there is a small error in it which is equals to 0.1 percentage of the measured value. So I think here, until here we are clear, but the measurement is not just finding the time square of the time interval. So on the whole, in the entire process, what will be the percentage error? We need to find that. The first step is to find out the error in the measurement. 0.1 percentage is equals to 0.1 percentage by divided by 100 into what is the actual value, 16, is equals to, we get 1.6 by 100, and the value of 1.6 by 100 is 0.016. Anyhow, TCS is going to provide you calculator, don't worry about calculation, guys. 0.016 and put it aside. Now we need to find the error, percentage error. Actually 16 square, square of the time interval, 16 square is equals to 256 is the correct value, but we get 16.016. The error is always plus or minus, but let's take an addition, 16.016 whole square, and for this you can use your calculator. 16.016 into 16.016, we get 256.5122. I think it's enough until 2 or 3 decimal places. Now the actual value should be this one, but the measured value is this one. So can we find the percent error? Yes, exactly. We can simply find the actual error, 256.5122 minus 256, we get 0.5122 divided by the actual value 256. Percentage, we need to multiply it by 100, and on the after this we get exactly 0.2001. Option A is the correct answer, guys. And here comes the fifth question, where we are asked to find the value of p square plus q square by 6, given that p equal to root 6 minus root 5. These are irrational number. Both p and q are irrational numbers. So but here let's do some simplification. Let square, adding and doing squaring on both sides, we get a minus b whole square is equals to a square root 6 whole square becomes root 6 plus b square becomes 5 minus 2ab, 2 root 6 5 are 30, 2 root 30, and squaring on both sides for q square is equals to a square value 10 plus 3 plus 2ab, 2 root 30 here also. But on adding both this p square plus q square, we get 6 plus 5 plus 10 plus 3. Both minus 2 root 30 and plus 2 root 30 get cancelled, and the value of p square plus q square is equal to 6 plus 5, 11 plus 21, 24. So, but the 21, 24 is not the answer. We are asked to divide it by 6. We get 6 on the 6 fours are. Final answer as 4. Option C is the correct answer. And here comes the question related to ratios. So given that a by b is 5 by 7 and a by b is equals to 5 by 7 and 1 by c is to 1 by b equal to 8 is to 9. 1 by c divided by 1 by b means 1 by b is equals to 8 by 9. But we can write it as, by taking the reciprocal, b comes to the numerator, b by c is equals to 8 by 9. B by c equals to 8 by 9, a by b equal to 5 by 7. If you observe, the common term is b, but here the b value is 7 and here the b is 8. So 8 comma 7, we need to take the LCM. The LCM will be 56. So we need to multiply both the numerator and denominator to get the 56. So we need to multiply here with 8 and here also with 8. 40 by 56 and a by b equal to 40 by 56. Here we get, and into 7 both numerator and denominator multiplied by 7, 56 by 63. Okay, now a is to b is to c, we need to find a by b is 56 and b by c is 63. So anyhow the both the b value is same in both of these ratios, So directly we can compare A is to B is to C equals to 40 is to 56 is to 63. Option C is the correct answer. And here comes a question related to the compound interest, but there is a twist in the question that the time is not in exact year, it's in months, 27 months. It's not given in years, but anyhow we are going to apply the formula. Amount is equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n, where n is in years here in the formula, but here it's given in decimal months, so divided by 12 to get it in years. P is equals amount is equals to 20 lakhs into 1 plus R by 100. Rate is 4%. Substituting here we get 104 by 100 whole power. N is equals to 27 by 100. For mixed fraction we get it as 12 to the 24 by 6 3 by 12 2 2 3 by 12. So 2 3 by 12 we can write it as 20 lakhs into 104 by 100 whole power square into 104 by 100 power 3 by 12. Okay, this is the final equation. We need to solve it. And moving on to the next question, guys. This is a question related to profit and loss. So there was a lady. She got two saris. First sari at loss and second sari at profit. She got on the whole. She got loss entire transaction. So let's find loss on first sari. Loss first sari is equals to 10%. Is equals to 10 by 2000 into 100. We get 200 loss, and overall loss is equals to 3.7 percentage. So 3.7 percentage is 3.7 by 100. Overall cost is 2000 each saree, so 4000. So we get exactly 148. So it's clear, right? First saree she got a loss of minus 200 loss, and overall transaction minus 148. So that means second saree got a profit which is equals to 200 minus 148, 52. We got 52 rupees profit on the second transaction. So can we find the profit percentage on second saree is equals to 52 profit by CP 2000 into 100. We get exactly 2.6 percentage. So it's very clear until now. Now let's find the market price. Let's X be the market price, and 5% discount on market price results in 2.6 percentage profit. Now what is the equation? After allowing a 5% discount, 95% will be remaining. 95% of X, 95 by 100 of X is equals to 2.6. Profit means 100 plus 2.6, 102.6. Now the value of X is 102.6 divided by 95 into 100. So that's it, guys. The exact answer is we get market price as 108 percentage. 108 percentage, which means 8% above the cost price.